Good afternoon, and welcome to Global Reports, your daily news podcast. In 2025, President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff policies are sending shockwaves through the U.S. economy and global markets, hitting American consumers hard and sparking turmoil in Asia. From a 25% levy on imported cars to a doubling of steel tariffs to 50%, these measures are reshaping trade as we know it. Today, we break down the unbelievable impacts, how much tariffs are costing you, and the fallout for Asian economies. Let's dive in. First, let's unpack what these tariffs mean. Tariffs are taxes slapped on imported goods, paid by U.S. importers, and often passed on to you, the consumer, through higher prices. President Trump's 2025 trade blitz includes a 50% tariff on steel imports, up from 25%, and a 25% tariff on aluminum, doubling from 10%. Then there's the big one. A 25% tariff on all imported cars and auto parts rolled out in April. Add to that a 10% baseline tariff on nearly all U.S. imports, with sky-high rates like 145% on Chinese goods and more hikes planned for over 50 countries. Trump's even tried using emergency powers to target Canada, Mexico, and China, though courts shot that down last month. So how much are these tariffs really costing American families? Economists say the average household is facing a $1,200 tax hike this year, with middle-income families potentially losing up to $3,900. That's real money out of your pocket. A $100 product with a 10% tariff jumps to $110. That new car you're eyeing? The 25% auto tariff could tack on thousands. Some luxury models from Jaguar or Audi might cost $20,000 more. Steel tariffs are driving up prices for everything from canned soup to washing machines to new homes. And here's the kicker. Even American companies are raising prices to match their tariff-protected competitors, leaving you with fewer choices and higher costs. Consumers are feeling the squeeze. Your grocery bill, your car payment, your home renovation, they're all taking a hit. Some folks are stockpiling goods to beat price hikes, but that risks shortages, like we saw with toilet paper during the pandemic. Trump says tariffs will bring back American jobs, but the U.S. can't produce everything, like tropical fruits or certain car parts, at scale. That means you're paying more, with no domestic alternative. Now let's turn to Asia, where Trump's tariffs are triggering chaos. The 25% auto tariff is hitting Japan, South Korea, and China hard. These countries supply a huge chunk of America's cars and parts. In Japan, it's being called a national crisis. Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba warned the tariffs could shave nearly a full % off Japan's growth. Tokyo's stock market tanked, with banking shares plummeting. Mitsubishi Motors already hiked U.S. prices by over 2%, passing costs to American buyers. South Korea is stepping in with a $2 billion lifeline for its auto industry, but the Korean won just hit its lowest level since 2009. Hyundai and Kia are scrambling to hold prices steady, but that may not last. China's feeling the heat too, with tariffs as high as 145%. The U.S. relies on Chinese auto parts, so American car makers like Ford and GM are getting hit with higher costs. Beijing fired back with 84% tariffs on U.S. goods like soybeans and pork, escalating the trade war. Factory owners in China's industrial hubs are nervous, worried about American consumer confidence drying up. The auto tariffs' ripple effects are brutal. Supply chains are a mess. Parts like engines cross borders multiple times, getting slapped with tariffs each trip. That drives up costs for everyone. Asian car makers face a tough choice. Eat the tariff costs or raise prices and lose U.S. customers. Volkswagen's holding prices steady on SUVs like the Atlas through June, but others, like Jaguar Land Rover, paused U.S. shipments entirely to regroup. Experts predict a 15% drop in U.S. auto imports, meaning fewer cars to choose from and higher prices for new and used vehicles. Then there's the steel story. Trump doubled steel tariffs to 50% this month, targeting countries like South Korea, Japan, and Brazil. Aluminum tariffs jumped to 25%. These moves aim to protect American steelmakers, but they're jacking up costs for U.S. industries like construction and appliances. That new house or fridge? Expect to pay more. South Africa's steel exporters are crying foul, and China's hitting back with retaliatory tariffs. The EU's gearing up to slap $23 billion in tariffs on U.S. exports like corn and glass. This tit-for-tat could spark a full-blown global trade war. Here's a sobering stat. For every steel job saved, 80 jobs in industries using steel are at risk. That's a tough trade-off. Economists warn these tariffs could push U.S. inflation up by 1.5%, with J.P. Morgan pegging a 60% chance of a global recession by year-end. The Federal Reserve's Jerome Powell says it's too early to know the full damage, but consumer confidence is already wobbling. Home builders are gloomy, and businesses are reporting weaker conditions. So what's the big picture? Trump's tariffs are a gamble to boost American manufacturing and shrink the $1.2 trillion trade deficit. But 23 Nobel Prize-winning economists say they could backfire, driving up prices, widening deficits, and deepening inequality. Asian markets are reeling, with crashing stocks and weakening currencies. American consumers are stuck with higher bills and fewer options. And the world's edging closer to economic turmoil. As these tariffs reshape our economy and global trade, one thing's clear: the costs are real, and they're hitting home. We'll keep you updated as this story unfolds. Stay with us for more on what it means for you. This is Josh, signing off.